So I just wanted to read this. I've had it open in my phone and ginormous amount of hacks coming through it. So I got to close this window from Bible Hub. It's the number one top site being hacked through, but I wanted to go ahead and read it. Happy Sunday. This actually reminds me a lot of my family and, well, pretty much anyone on the planet. When you're among the hunted, it's like, yeah. And you're unjustified and never justified, and you have these unjust situations that aren't even justified, then it's even beyond the background. I mean, and then it's kind of obvious like what's going on. But 2 Samuel 12, this actually is the New International Version, so yeah, scholars would definitely debate against it. Oh, also this passage reminds me a lot of my twin flame and the lovely ladies he chose over me. So anyways, 2 Samuel 12. Nathan rebukes David. The Lord sent Nathan to David. When he came to him, he said, "There were two men in a certain town, one rich and the other poor. The rich man had a very large number of sheep and cattle, but the poor man had nothing except one little ewe lamb he had bought. Ewe. He raised it, and it grew up with him and his children. It shared his food, drank from his cup, and even slept in his arms. It was like a daughter to him. Now a traveler came to the rich man, but the rich man refrained from taking one of his own sheep or cattle to prepare a meal for the traveler who had come to him. Instead, he took the ewe lamb that belonged to the poor man and prepared it for the one who had come to him." Verse 5, David burned with anger against the man and said to Nathan, "As surely as the Lord lives, the man who did this must die. He must pay for that lamb 4 times over, because he did such a thing and had no pity." Then Nathan said to David, "You are the man. This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. I anointed you king over Israel, and I delivered you from the hand of Saul. I gave your master's house to you, and your master's wives in your arms. I gave you all of Israel and Judah, and if all this had been too little, I would have given you even more. But why did you despise the word of the Lord by doing what is evil in his eyes? You struck down Uriah the Hittite with a sword and took his wife to be your own. You killed him with the sword of the Ammonites. Now therefore the sword will never depart from your house, because you despised me and took the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your own. This is what the Lord says. Out of your own household I'm going to bring calamity on you." Calamity. Great choice of word. "Before your very eyes, I will take your wives and give them to one who is close to you, and he will sleep with your wives in broad daylight. You did this in secret, but I will do this thing in broad daylight before all of Israel." Then David said to Nathan, "I have sinned against the Lord." Nathan replied, "The Lord has taken away your sin. You're not going to die. But because by doing this you have shown utter contempt for the Lord, the son born to you will die." I'm not going to keep going, but we haven't even gotten to that part of anyone repenting or justifying anything. I kind of always wondered if, like, he was dating, what's her butt? She's pretty cool, although way too skinny. Something about Mary. I kind of wonder if he was, like, dating her at the time my ex-fiance was pouring her basement and building her basement in Big Sky, and that relationship was destroyed, because that was a couple years after all of the massive amount of targeting and vamping started, and my business went into the ground, and everything went to hell. And I mean, my life was rough before that, but like since like those years of me just losing my Etsy business, which was around 2011, I kind of wonder if he was dating her at the same time that I was supposed to be getting married to somebody that was in the pre-release at the time and working for SBC, otherwise known as Spoiled Brat Construction, because all that fell through immediately at that time. So what, somebody is jealous of me ever being with anybody, but they can't do the right thing and honor their contract. They even have so much, they have to get my own family against me. Fuck the minds of my own family members. It's disgusting, this world we live in. Just sick and wrong.